Hey guys, I'm Elizabeth Newsom and welcome to my booktube channel. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my bookshelves. So there aren't a lot of bookshelves here, so this shouldn't take too long, and I did a bookshelf tour last year, but I've had to rearrange my books since I moved into my dorm. Once again, they're primarily sorted by genre. It's a little tall for me, but this is my spiritual genre section. I have 3 different Bibles here. This is my church Bible, my memorization Bible, and this is my evangelism Bible. And then I have this book, My Bible Study Did Single, Dating, Engaged, Married. I have the Story of With by Alan Arnold, which I just bought at ACFW. And I've read it before. It's kind of the spiritual story allegory. It's really good, and I love his teaching. Then there's Don't Give Up by Kyle Idleman. I read his other book, which is not a fan, and so I got this book for free at the Christian Publishing Expo. And then there's The Case for Christ. It's a book about apologetics and, of course, the case for Christ, but I have yet to read it. Let's move on down. So here, this is just my little bowl for my keys and my cards. But this is my nonfiction section that's other than spiritual. So over here we have some self-help books. Like there's How to Win Friends and Influence People for Teen Girls, 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, The Charisma Myth. We have some entrepreneurial marketing type books, like Made to Stick. Well, that's more about stories, not really entrepreneurial. But there's The Lean Startup, Permission Marketing, Start With Why is pretty entrepreneurial. And then we have more along the lines of psychology with the 5 Love Languages, Thinking Fast and So, Blink, Secrets of Mental Math. And then these are more how-to. So we have this interior design book, Talk Like Ted, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, which I've read some of it, but I should probably read more. And then here is my writing section. So there's MFA versus NYC, The Two Cultures of American Fiction. It's a book my mom sent me and obviously talks about the industry of fiction books, so I'd kind of like to read that. Then there's Stein on Writing, Plot vs. Character, Your First 1,000 Copies, some of my favorite books on writing. That's the nice thing about going to college, is you can really see what books matter to you because you're limited in what you can bring. Let's go down to the next level. Here's my fiction section. It's not as expansive. Ooh, I'm kind of low. It's not as expansive as my nonfiction section because I read fiction books mostly on ebook. But there's the Jane Austen 7 novels. I love this book. And so this is more historical. There's this thing, Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society, which a friend lent to me because we were talking about it, but I haven't read it yet. It's recommended. Then there's I Am Number 4, about these alien people trying to avoid being hunted. Dry, which is post-apocalyptic. And then we have the rest are fantasy, and then these are sci-fi. Story Peddler. I bought that at Realm Makers. I'm still reading through it. Dagger Sleep by a friend of mine, Trisha Mingerink, and I read some of her other books before and actually reviewed them on this channel. They were called the Blades of Actar series. And so Dagger Sleep is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Love fairy tale retelling, so I really want to try this. Then there's As Old as Time, Beauty and the Beast retelling. Captive and Crowned, which is my book. Yeah, this is my print copy of the book for when I was going through and correcting things. So it's not really a for sale copy. And maybe one day it could be for sale if someone just really wants it. Then there's this little booklet about this sci-fi series by Ronnie Kindig. And then this book, which I was sent to review on my booktube channel, which I'm still getting to. I'd really like to get into it over break, but it's a young adult sci-fi. And then Waypoint Magellan, another sci-fi book. It was actually given to me by the VP of Marketing at UT Tyler. Now, our last section. These are just my school books, some of which I've kept because I want to keep them, some of which I've kept because I haven't found a way to sell them back yet. But there's Keeping the Republic, which is for American politics, sorry. And I took that last year. There's Common Sense Economics. My microeconomics teacher sent that to me, and it was really nice because she actually mailed all of us our own copies before school, so I think it's important to keep that. Evicted, which is, I did this on my other video about how well I know my books, but It's what I have to read for honors as a sophomore service project about people making profit on housing and how housing is hard to afford. There's Educated, which as a freshman and honors student, I had to read this. It was about this girl who had this Mormon family. I know several Mormon families that I've tutored for and I've had friends with in homeschooling, but this particular family, they were preppers and they were kind of crazy and didn't believe in going to hospitals. So it was pretty interesting, and kind of just how she went from no education to going to university and her different challenges and insecurities. Biology for the Informed Citizen. This was my biology of pop culture book. So it's not actually about pop culture, but the class was about pop culture. I ended up not reading it just because he taught on lectures. Same for American politics, actually. A lot of teachers whose books you buy just teach on the lectures. BUSN10. Bussenton? I had to buy it for Business Management 1300, my Intro to Business course last semester. So I read most chapters. Some chapters I got away with without reading, and I still did okay on the quizzes. But anyway, then there's the McDonaldization of Society. I took this for World Text and Image. Every time I say the title, I feel like you need to pronounce it. The McDonaldization of Society. Just sounds like it should be a grand title. But yeah, it's about how our society has become McDonaldized, and we've prioritized things like efficiency and calculations and predictability and numbers and profit instead of genuine human connections and creativity and stuff, which the author has some good points and it's interesting to think about, but at the same time, efficiency is really valuable. So is convenience, and I don't think anyone is about to give that up anytime soon. Now we're gonna stand back up. Well, there you guys have a tour of my bookshelf. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe because I post one bookish video a week. And in the comments, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know if you've read any of the books and what you think of my rather limited print book selection in my dorm room. Let me know down below and I'll see you next time. Bye!